Good afternoon, everyone. This is BremSter, and this puzzle in March of the Quads it's kind of one I vaguely remember, actually. This is one of the treks into the wilderness. It's the first trek into the wilderness I'm trying to record, and the reason I'm doing it is because I remember this one. I do. This is one, I'm pretty certain I had a very strong hand in making this one, as in, I think I made this one. And I know I haven't been calling that out, but I think it's one where I was playing with logic that I was exploring, because at the time I was making a lot of diagonal puzzles. My first few features on Cracking the Cryptic were diagonal puzzles, because I was exploring diagonal puzzles. And I was actually at the advanced stages of me exploring diagonals and playing with diagonal logic in my head when we were working on March of the Quads. So this is me bringing all of that together. So, and I think this is the puzzle where I rated it quite low, and then everyone else came along and went, no, this is very hard. So we'll see how I go now, 2 years on. So normal Sudoku rules apply. In every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Digits in a quadruple circle must contain digits in a quadruple circle must be placed at least once in the 4 cells touching that circle, and each of the indicated diagonals must also contain a set of the digits from 1 to 9. I am going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So I can immediately see in box 1 that there is a 2 that needs to go around there and a 2 that needs to go around there. So that is a 2. I normally play with symmetry, so I'm going to stop trying to say stuff like that. So I can't see it there. I can't see it there. 8 must go in there and 8 must go in there. So there is an 8 in there. 5 must go in there and 5 must go in there. So this is a 5. Now 4 has to go in here and in here. This is a 4. Now 6 is in one of those 2, but 6 is also in one of those 3. So that is a 6. Okay, now what do I have now? That actually has used all of those 3 quadruple clues. Ugh. Okay. So, four and 7 in this box are off the diagonal. So 4 has to be on the diagonal down here. 1 and 9, because 4 is off the diagonal here and 4 is off the diagonal here. 6 and 2 are off the diagonal down here. Now 2 is already on the diagonal, so 2 has to be off the diagonal. So 2 is in one of those cells, but 6 is off the diagonal here and off the diagonal here. So 6 is on the diagonal up here. Now this 8 means 8 is in one of those 2. This 2 means 2 is in one of those 2. Now 7... Interestingly enough, 3 is up here. Pardon me. 6 is actually in one of those 2, because 6 can't be in one of those 3 or one of those 3. 7 is in one of those 3. 8 is in one of those. I don't think that's what I should be looking at, though. So hang on. This can't be 1. So these are limited because they can't be 1, they can't be 2, It could be 3 because they can't be 1 because of this. They can't be 2 because of the diagonal. They can be 3. They can't be 4, 5, 6. They can be 7. They can't be 8 and they can't be 9. This is a 3-7 pair. That's cool. But it means that I can't put 7 on the diagonal down here. So 7 is in one of those two. But this can't be a 7 because 7 is in one of those quadruples and in one of those quadruples. And as if you've gotten this far, you know, if this was a 7, that would force 7 into one of those two, and then I couldn't put 7 around this quadruple. So that's not the 7. This is the 7. Now 3 now has to be off the diagonal up here. But this 3 and this 3 mean that can't be a 3. Because if that was a 3, it would have forced 3 into one of those two, and then I couldn't put 3 around this quadruple. That's not the 3. This is the 3. And this is now a 4-7 pair. I don't have the same sort of pair down here. Except this can't be a 6. This can't be, right, these can't be a 6 because of that 6. This can't be a 6 because of this quadruple. So none of those can be a 6. That's a 6, which means those aren't 6. This is 6. These 2s are now looking across saying, that's not a 2, this is a 2. This is even more powerful. And now 2 is in one of those 3. 7 is in one of those 2. This is a quadruple now. 1, not 2, not 3, 4, not 5, 6, not 7, not 8, 1, 4, 6, 9. Well, that's not a 9 because 9 is down here. That's not a 6. This is 1 or 4. This, well, there's no 4 in either of those. Oh, there's no 6 because 6 has to be up here. Yeah, 6. There's no 6 here. This is 1, 4, or 9. Okay, so this 6 is looking up, putting 6 in one of those two. Two is in one of those. 9 is in one of those two, which means 9 is in one of those two, which means 9 is in one of those two. This isn't a 7 because 7 is in these quadruples. So that is not a 7. This 7 looks up, putting 7 in one of those two, which means 7s are lining up. Well, they always were. 7 was always in here. I should have seen that earlier. Huh. Oh, and 2s are lining up. So 2 is down here with 8. Eight, 5 and 8 have to be in those because I can't put. So, yeah, 5 and 8 can't be in those because of 5, 8 on the diagonal. 5 and 8 are in those. Now, the one I'm mostly concerned about is the 8 because now 8 is not in those and 8 is not in those. So 8 is in here with 2. Okay. 6 is in one of those three. 3 is in one of those two. Three is in one of those two. Oh, hang on. Neither of these can be 3 or 4. That can't be 4 because of the 4 on the diagonal. 4 on the diagonal means that can't be 4. It can't be 3. This can't be 4 because of that, and it can't be 3. But I need to put 3 and 4 around this quadruple. This is 3, this is 4, which means this is 7. That 4 is putting 4 in one of these. These are starting to look quite naked. I can use 1, I can't use 2, I can use 3. 1, 3, 5, 6. Yeah. No, there's still quite a few options. But that puts 4 down here. Seven is down here. 3 is in one of these two. 7 is in one of those two. Wow, the logic isn't quite the same, is it? Except 7 can't be here, because 7 has to be around this quadruple. So there's no 7 in those and there's no 7 there. That's the 7, so this is the 9. Now 3 can't be here. 3 is in one of those two. I know 3 is in one of those and one of those. Well, it can't be in either of those two because 3 has to be in one of those two. It's not there. No, I've got the 6, 7 here the same way as I've got the 3, 4. That was symmetrical logic. I just didn't use it. It's really hard to see because the symmetrical logic seems to be reflected along the negative diagonal. Oh, 3 is now in one of those two. It's fascinating. Absolutely. This can't be a 7. This can't be a 3. Is it these? These are 1, 2, 8, and 9. And I've been seeing that, well, that means that, yeah, I knew that couldn't, it's not interacting with this quadruple. But is that doing something with these? I don't think it is. The 4, oh, I need to put a 1 in one of these two digits. So there's a 1 in one of those two, which means one of these two is a 1. Because I can't put 1 in those or in... There's a 1 in one of those two. This isn't a 1. This is a 6, 9. Can I restrict any more of those digits? So this digit No, it's not. So I could see it can be 1, 2, it can't be 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 5, 8. That's... there's something going on. Three in one of those two. Is it this other diagonal? They've only got one digit on the other diagonal. But 7, no, here it is. 7 is off the diagonal down here. I know, I could put 7. No, I can't put 7 there. 7 is in one of those two. 7 is off the diagonal down here. 7 is off the diagonal down here. 7 is on the diagonal here, but it can't be in those two cells. So it can't be there because then I wouldn't have 7 on the diagonal. That's a 7. And that's huge because that means that's a 3 and that's a 6. Is that huge? Yes, the 7 makes that 4 and that 7. Well, that's not huge. 3 is now in one of these. But what else is off the diagonal? 4 is now in one of those two, so this is not 4. 6 is not in one of those. This is a 1-9 pair. So that's the 6 and that's the 4. Which puts 4 right there because 4 couldn't go there. The 4's looking down, make 4 not there, and those two 4's make that a 4. 6 is not here or here. This is a 6. This is a 9 to complete the quadruple. 1 is looking across. So these are 5, 8, 9 because this is 1, 5, 8, 9. There's no 9. Oh, the 9 makes that the 1. This is the 9, and this is a 5, 8 pair. Huh. Oh, this 4 is looking across. That's not the 4, that's the 4. No, 3, 7, and 6 are all in there. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 5, 8. There's no 8 there. Not sure. This isn't the 7. This is the 7, so this is the 3. Putting 3 in one of those two. But the 1 makes this the 9. This is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 2, which takes 2 out of there. Still a 3 in one of those two, which is weird. That has done nothing. There's no 2 here. So 2 is in one of those. No. I was thinking there's an 8, but I've marked 3 places for 8. There's no 4 here. There's no 4 on the diagonal. That's not 4 either. That's a 4. So this is the 7. Which has put 4 in one of these two. There's no 5 here because there's already a 5 on the diagonal. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 3, 5, 8. Now 3 has to be in one of those two. So there's no 3 there. There's no 5 there because of the 5 looking at it. And 8 has to be over here because of 8 being in a quadruple here and up here. There's no 8 in either of these two. This is the 1. So there's no 1 here. 1 is in one of those two. Oh, 1 is in one of those two. That was never a 1. And this is never a 9 either. That's an 8. So there's no 8 here. There's no 1 here. This is a 3 or a 5. There's no 1 here. Wait, and there's no 8 here because that's the 8 on the diagonal, which makes that the 8. So the 8 here takes 8 out of both of these cells, but I still need to put an 8 into that quadruple. So it's off the diagonal. There's no 8 in either of these. This is just 1, 2, 9. So 1 is in one of these two, because 1 is in one of those, 1 is here, so 1 is down here somewhere. 2. This isn't 9. 8 looks up taking 8 out of there. There's no 7 in that either. This is 1, 2, 5, 8. There's no 2 here. So is this 1, 5, 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, these are 1, 5, and 8. There's no 5 in the middle. So what is... Oh, hang on. The 5 on the diagonal makes this the 3 and this the 5. So what do I need to put on the diagonal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 9. So these are 1, 2, 6, and 9. There's no 2 in either of those. This, say, 1, 2, 6, and 9. There's no 2 in either of those. This can't be a 6. This can't be a 9. This can't be a 1. That's the 6. So this is a 1, 2, 9 triple. The 2 is in one of those two. This 1, 9. Oh, the 8 looks up making that the 5 and that the 8. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 5, 9. There's no 9 there, which I could have got from the... Oh, there's no 1 there either because of the quadruple. That's the 5. This is a 1, 9 pair. So these are 1 and 2. And 1, 2, these are 3 and 5. And the 3 looks down, making that the 5 and that the 3. So this is a known triple. 1, 2, 8. So this is the 3, and this is the 4 by pencil mark. That's crazy. So with the 1, 2, 8, that's the 1 because there's already a 2 and an 8 in the column. So I can take the 1 out of there. Not sure how to resolve the rest, but 1, 2, 3, 4, this is a 5. So in the column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is a 9. I've done all of the diagonals except this 1, 2, 9. What quadruples haven't I done? I've done that, I've done that, I've done that. The 3 has a 3 and a 4. The 9 is done, the 4, 6 is done, the 3, 7 is done. The 2, 8. I need to put an 8 in one of those. I've done the entire central box. 3, 7 is done, 6, 7 is done, 7, 8, 2, 6, 8, 9, 7, 2, 8, 1, 9. All done. So it's this one I have to worry about. There's a 4 in one of those two. In fact, it's there because of the 4 looking up. So this is 1, 5, 8. So 2 is over here. But oh, the 1 here is looking down. This is 9 and this is 1. So this is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 8. There's no 8 there. There's no 3 there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 9. Well, there's a 6, 7 already in this row. So this is the 9 and this is a 6, 7. The 9, well, these 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 1, 2, 3. There's no 3 there. So that's a 1, 2 pair. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 6, 8 pair. Still could put 8 in either of those. This column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 5, 9. So these are 1, 2, 5, 9 and must contain a 9. There's no 5 here. There's no 1 here. So that's a 2, 9 pair. So that's not a 2. Can I do anything with that 2, 9 pair? Have I missed more have I missed more diagonal logic? Yes, this one takes one out of both of those. So this is 2, this is 9. That makes this 1, which means this is not 1. There's no 2 in either of those. The 9 makes that 2 and that 1, which makes that 8, and there's no 8 in either of those. This is 1, 5. The 1, 5 makes that 8, and this is not 8. The 8 looks down, making this 2 and this 8. This is a lot of fun. The 2 makes this 9, which means this is not 9. Huh. I still need to put an 8 around this quadruple, and that's not an 8 anymore. This is the 8, this is the 6. The 8 looks across, making that the 2, that the 3, that the 8. The 2 looks back, saying that's not the 2. In fact, 2 in this is now the 2, which makes this the 1 and this the 2. The 1 looks up, making this the 5 and this the 1, this the 5, this the 1. The 1 looks down, making this the 5. So this row is missing a 6 and a 7, and it can't be a 6. That's the 7, that's the 6, that's the 7, and I finish off with the 3 in box 6. 25 minutes and 6 seconds. For a trek into the wilderness, I will take it. I'm pretty certain I did okay on that one, because I do remember spending a lot of time making a puzzle. I'm not taking credit for this, but I do spend a lot of time making a quadruples puzzle that played with the concept of digits that were forced off lines. So it could be this one, but I don't remember. I don't have any written record, so I couldn't prove it. But this feels like the sort of thing I was playing with. Digits that were forced off diagonals, forcing them onto diagonals in other boxes and placing other quadruple constraints. That's what I remember. 25 minutes. Pretty happy with that for a trek into the wilderness. I imagine some of the others are going to be over an hour with me taking breaks to get help. We'll see how I go. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you're enjoying the series and the pack. This is definitely something I mean, people still talk about March of the Quads 2 years onwards. And I actually got a request to do this series, and I'd already been thinking about doing it. So it was like, yeah, I wanted to do this. I wanted to revisit it, and I thought, why not record it? Thanks everyone. And as always, good luck with your solving.